Welcome back. This is Devlog number 5 for my realism-focused tactical space RPG. In the previous devlog, I talked about the new combat system in Spacefleet Heat Death. But as important as that is, the adage you've heard a million times is probably true. And that is the fact that logistics win wars. Aside from that, you also need a way to pay for all the ships you're going to be smashing together. Enter the trade system. In this devlog, we're diving into the second huge system I've built for the game. The trade, resource, and economy system. This will be a vital part of the game, and it's taken a lot of iteration and redesign to put together. We look at the resources, how the global market works, and how traders will make you and other factions money. Grab a snack and a drink, it's about to get epic. So, how does the economy work? First off, we have the resources. These are produced and consumed by the various stations in Earth Luna, depending on the type of station they are. Some resources are unique in that they can only be sourced in a few special stations. Each station has a market, which sets buy and sell prices based on actual supply and demand, which was a pain to get right. Factions, including the player, can have dedicated trading fleets. These go from station to station, buying and selling in order to make profit. For the mischievous among you, I'm hoping this system is going to be very exploitable. For example, you could buy or capture all orbital farms, stop them from trading, and watch the entire system starve to death. Creating a semi-realistic trade system took a lot of iteration and redesign. I originally wanted to have different resources which can have 3 tiers of rarities: common, rare, and exotic. But after testing, I found that not all resources need so many or so few rarities. Speaking of, let's have a closer look at the resources. Metals. These are your basic metals, commonly found in Luna and other systems. Rare earths consist of elements that are hard to find on Earth. Luckily, you can cheaply source these from Luna and from the asteroids. These are mostly used to create advanced electronics. Super alloys. These are very strong materials and are used for orbital construction. Due to their rarity, they are mostly sourced from asteroids. Exotic matter can only be manufactured using rare earths and a lot of power. These are very expensive. For our purposes, these are used only for constructing very advanced modules. Volatiles include common volatiles like water and CO2. These are used by orbital farms and factories creating DT fuel. DT fuel is used for deuterium-tritium drives. Since tritium is very difficult to store, literally phasing through solid walls, this actually contains deuterium and lithium-6. Due to the rarity of helium-3 in the Earth-Luna system, DT drives are more commonly used. DH fuel is used for deuterium helium-3 drives. Unlike tritium, helium-3 is much easier to store. However, it can only be sourced from distant gas giants. Antimatter fuel is manufactured in orbital particle accelerators, requiring a lot of power and superconductors. These are used in rare but powerful antimatter drives. Here we have the electronics. These are pretty basic. They're all used for space construction. Organics include food, basic medicine, and organic matter. Stations require a certain number of organics every day based on their population count. Rare organics only come from Earth and specialized orbital biolabs. Now, let's talk about some of the most important stations. Welcome, gamers, to New Abyssinia, Earth's only space elevator. This station does make Earth exports cheaper, but keep in mind that we are still limited to high-value and low-mass resources coming out of Earth, which is what makes this station a vital source of rare electronics, superconductors, and rare organics. I'm hoping that in the future we can have the space elevator as an actual part of the tactical scene during combat. And here we have what I call the Lagrange depots. Most of the trading between Earth, Luna, and the rest of the solar system takes place in the L4 and L5 Lagrange points. I decided to add L3 here just to make it more interesting. These depots are vital sources of DH fuel and super alloys, and they are very hungry for organics and electronics. The resources I mentioned earlier that come from asteroids and gas giants can mostly be bought from here. Stations can have different resupply speeds, with resources traded in tons. Fuels are traded much faster since you need a lot of them to fill up your fuel tanks. If a station does not have much of a certain resource, they will adjust the price so it's profitable for traders to sell them that resource. Conversely, if a station has a lot of a resource, aka a surplus, then it will decrease the price in order to entice traders to buy from them. Note that there is usually a markup for a resource if you want to buy from a station. This makes it so they can make a profit, and traders can just repeatedly buy all of a cheap resource at a station and then resell it to them for a higher price, since there is now a huge demand. Funnily enough, this is exactly what happened when I was first implementing this system. Resources are traded every hour, with production and consumption taking place every day. Each fleet at your disposal can automatically trade for you. They also refuel automatically at every station. They will always look for the best price, aiming to sell at their target margin. But if they don't find a station with a high enough sell price, they will drop their target margin to compensate. You'll see your fleet's current trade data here at the bottom right, showing whether it's buying or selling, what resource it is selling, and more. You can click the trade toggle to gain control of the fleet. For now, fleets will be trading automatically. In the future, you'll be able to have more granular control over what your fleet trades and where they'll trade it. If you'd like to have a broader view of the economy, you can look at the global market panel. This shows you the average prices of each resource across all stations, including the total supply, demand, and surplus. Here we have the slightly reworked station UI. Instead of the previous individual ships, either being in the vicinity or in the port of a station, I made it so fleets are automatically docked. This made things a lot simpler to deal with. In the refuel panel, you'll see the quantity and price of each fuel type, and the refuel rate. For your fleet and the attached ships, you'll see the unit used is delta V. I'll be changing this to the actual quantity of the fuel in the future. Anyway, you'll see the fuel type here and the refuel fleet toggle. Let's look at an example. Here we have our trader fleet, which just bought around 2,000 tons of metals from New Leipzig for 77 credits per ton. They're currently headed to Sao Felix, which is buying said metals for 154 credits per ton, with an estimated profit of around 50% out of the target 15%. When the target station is full or isn't profitable to sell at anymore, the fleet will automatically look for a better market. Whenever any financial event happens, such as when a fleet makes a trade or refuels, you'll see your credits update and notified accordingly. And this about wraps up my work for the past couple months. Building the combat and trade systems was a massive undertaking for me. Seeing it all come together and putting them into a couple of devlogs is a huge weight off my shoulders. If you want to support the development of Spacefleet Heat Death, give it a wishlist on Steam. We just passed 5,200 wishlists and we're aiming for a nice 7k before release. Wishlists help me a lot and notifies you when the game is available. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick look into the trade system. What do you guys think about it? If you have any suggestions, leave a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.